Today we will talk about XLM, some XRP, and tie in SHX, and kind of touch on chain and XCN at the very end. And we are coming back to the topic on how these PayPal mafia connected companies and coins all seem to have some kind of involvement in the payment infrastructure that will be in X money. One of the significant announcements has been Visa partnering up with X money now. And that happens at the exact same time that Ripple secured some of its final MTLs in New York and in Texas, which is also called out here. And I have talked a lot on the topic here, and that's mainly because the connections into Stellar, Ripple, Stronghold, and even potentially Velo as well are so incredibly interconnected, and it all goes back up into Elon. And they all have extremely important connections into Visa. And I have explained it in the previous pieces of content on this topic. I don't think that the payment functionality will be the direct transfer of crypto in between people on X. I think that it will tie in the payments processors that will then utilize a DLT payment infrastructure. Crypto banker SHX has put out some pretty lofty targets and expectations in the past, and I decided to begin to try to investigate them probably starting about a year ago now, and I have come away with a lot of deeper understanding on just how interconnected that these particular companies are, and especially how important Stronghold is. He has also recently speculated that 2025 will get some kind of announcements regarding X money and the involvement of the Stellar network itself. I have spoken on all four of the significant partner categories here, and I've got some more coming on the Ukraine topic that is pretty huge in what it possibly implies on its own. Stripe is one of the pieces of information that I have concentrated on in regards to Stellar and their potential involvement in the X Money platform. However, Visa has an impressive direct history with Stellar itself as well. In a post on some Stellar ecosystem proposals, it is actually specifically calling out a few kinds of features that could be directly related to its involvement in the X Money platform. And that is proving control of a Stellar address on social platforms, verifying off-chain agreements or terms, and integrating with cross-chain or multi-chain dApps that require address proof. A lot of people like to point to the extremely publicized history of potential partnerships in between Ripple and Visa. However, if you take a look at Visa and the IBM Hyperledger, that has a lot of past ties heavily related into Stellar infrastructure. Visa has worked with Hyperledger on their B2B Connect platform, and it's probably pretty likely that there are IBM and Stellar connections in these other platforms as well, especially because Visa has also been concentrating on stablecoins, which is one of the categories of assets Stellar has been concentrating on for a long time, which actually correlates back into their 2018 or 2019 involvement with Facebook as well. And if you look at the actual Visa integration announcement itself, it called it out as the first partner, which would imply that there is a lot coming. In a post from a portion of the code, it clearly calls out how certain kinds of transactions are included right now. But one thing that it does not clearly call out is some kind of involvement regarding ACE payments. And I wouldn't expect Visa to get all of the attention with X money here. MasterCard is also a huge payment processor as well, who has a ton of extensive history with integrating DLT regarding Stellar. And I made the comment on Stellar's involvement in Facebook in their 2018 or 2019 stablecoin that got shut down hard. One thing that I can't confirm at this point in time is that in 2022, Stronghold is claimed to have launched the SHX Merchant Rewards program on Facebook. And on the topic of Stronghold and ACH, it appears as if Plaid could be involved in the code at the moment, who is involved in the Acha Payments Alliance, I think it is, where Stronghold is not only a preferred partner, but they are also the only DLT company involved. And I had a couple of people interacting about some domains on a post of mine, and a lot of times I don't pay a lot of attention here just because anyone can create a domain. However, one did trace all of the way back to stronghold.co. And a pretty coincidental tie in between Stronghold and Visa is that in 2022, at the same time that the claim to the involvement on Facebook happened, Stronghold won the Visa Everywhere Award. And could that be involved in their Visa Direct platform, which is 100% confirmed here? Here is the official Stronghold article on it, and it honestly does not really explain a lot on what they were actually chosen for. It does call out that their merchant rewards program and their merchant financing were strong contributors into the audience favorite award, but I don't really think that would be it.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tammy Camp, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Stronghold. We are a Forbes FinTech 50 developer platform that allows software companies to embed payments in financial services through a simple API. Our focus is on the fastest growing SMB verticals, healthcare and B2B, with a compounded annual growth rate at 17%. These verticals comprise of a $14 billion annual spend in payments. We've partnered with over 18 technology and software companies and 7 of the most innovative financial institutions.
I did talk about Chain a little bit, and they also partnered with Visa and then were picked up by Interstellar. And then that eventually changed over into Vilo at the moment, basically. I just don't particularly think that Chain and the technology that they have been posting about here in the last few days is as significant as a lot of people who have just heard about it for the first time might want to think. And that is primarily because Stellar retained the intellectual property out of that first partnership, which I think it was in 2018. It could be 2020 or 2021. The history of acquisitions is probably a 5-step, and I don't have it up in front of me at the moment. However, there are some interesting coincidences where the Flash has gotten involved in a lot of the logos of the company. One of the hot topics here is also about Justin Sun, who is quote unquote a scammer. I don't really know a lot about him. I just know that he has gotten involved in a lot of pretty scammy kinds of things. And he actually was on the Ripple Labs team for China in 2014, it seems.